smile.
You see them?
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right, today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about out-of-hospital cardiac arrest and American Heart Association's recommendation for the use of hands-only CPR for layperson CPR, which has replaced kind of the older style of CPR that many people kind of learned on. So a few stats about out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. It affects about 350,000 people every year just in the United States alone. That leads to hundreds of millions of dollars of healthcare costs. And of those people, only about 10% actually survive all the way through the hospital and make it to discharge. Of that 10%, only another 9% will actually leave without any neurological deficits. They'll wind up having some sort of deficit, some sort of long-term issues from that. Every year, the American Heart Association takes some of these numbers and they put out a report on the amount of cardiac arrests, the different types, and they kind of compile all these numbers. And along with those numbers, they talk about some recommendations on how to treat cardiac arrest. Over the last few years, their big push has been this new initiative for hands-only CPR. Why hands-only CPR is so important and is something that is very, very beneficial in the community. It's because it's designed for the layperson. It's designed for the person who is not a member of EMS, a person who doesn't know much more than just the very basics. But it takes away some of the aspects of CPR that can be a little bit intimidating, things such as mouth-to-mouth. This makes it very, very simple. So with this simplified system, it's also very, very simple to teach. It's something that can be taught in almost any format, using social media, utilizing the internet, utilizing various other multimedia platforms, or just in-person class teaching. But it can be done very, very quickly and very, very simply because it is so simple. The elimination of the mouth-to-mouth makes it much more accessible, and it allows for people to be more willing to actually help if you come across somebody who's in cardiac arrest. Not having to potentially do mouth-to-mouth makes it more likely that individuals will lend a hand. The basic steps of it are start CPR, activate 911, and start first responders. And then finally, if available, utilize a AED device to put on your patient. The big push from this needs to be from within the community. We need to kind of start a grassroots effort to really encourage this type of education. Cities need to take the initiative to get this information out to its public so that they have a large group of people who are trained in this hands-only CPR and are able and willing to lend a hand in the event that they come across somebody in cardiac arrest. I think all of these things come together if you can get support from it, and you can get people taking these classes, that ultimately we will wind up seeing an increase in cardiac arrest survivability, which would ultimately benefit